You all can hear me, right? Online joinees, offline, yeah, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So I'm sharing the screen. Do you all see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So in the previous class, we just started with the site level SEO, correct? Or we did not. We are just done with the on-page SEO, and we are getting started with site level SEO, correct? Everybody? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So site level SEO is any implementation that is in general applicable to the complete website or most of the web pages on the website or for set of the web pages on the website. It is very unlike to on-page implementation. On the on-page SEO, what was happening? We were optimizing or implementing SEO for specific web pages, correct? Every web page will have its own set of keywords, separate title, description, relevant images and videos, correct? The SEO content, bottom content, right? So, on page SEO is all about optimizing every single web page on the website with specific or unique piece of information related to that page or pertaining to that page is on page SEO. And site level SEO is it's an implementation which is in general applicable to the complete website or most of the web pages of the website. And such implementations are called as site level SEO. Okay, so we are going to look into that site level SEO today. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so site level SEO, the first implementation is the templatized titles and descriptions. So in on-page SEO, what you were doing it manually, that can be automated for some of the web pages, some of the websites, some of the business categories. So let's say you are providing different courses training. Now just the course name will change, correct? Instead of digital marketing, it's going to be Java. Instead of Java, it's going to be .NET. Instead of .NET, it's going to be something else. Correct, everybody? But then the training, institute, classes, all these words will remain same. So basically you are going to write a template something like this. Example, example of template meta tags for a training website which is dealing with an number of courses. Okay. So titles and descriptions. Title for course 1. So I will write it as course name, digital marketing training in maybe probably if it is cities, I would city name, pipeline. Okay. So now these two fields, what is being put in the square brackets can be filled by anything that you want. So when your website has 1 lakh web pages, simply the developers will make this as now the course name will be digital, or maybe I will write it as Java training in city name. I am writing city name as Bangalore, and everything else remains as it is. We call this as dynamic meta tags or meta title and meta description, or templatized meta tags where this will have variable. So this course name now I have filled Java. Next time it will be digital marketing. So your website has 1 lakh web pages. So it's not plugin. Yeah, you can. Yoast SEO allows you to do this. Yeah, to an extent. So it's not plugin. You are asking your developer to implement it this way, or you will be working this on the Excel sheets. You're not going to write manually titles and descriptions for all the 1 lakh web pages. You will use a formula in Excel sheet, and even if there are 1 lakh pages using this template, you can create a template and the title and description, and you can upload it for all 1 lakh pages. So this is not for WordPress, or for any website you can do this. How you do is a secondary thing. Writing thing, we are automating it. You don't have to write for every page, correct? Because we understand only the course name is changing, correct? So you don't have to write. Uploading can be bulk upload, or manually you will be uploading. You all know manually again how to upload on the WordPress websites, correct? This is how the template titles and descriptions will be written. Okay. So and again on the website there is something called as schema. We'll come to breadcrumb. We'll understand that schema. See, one thing always bear on the mind, whatever we are doing is either to improve the crawl frequency or CTR or engagement. Okay. So this thing, writing titles and descriptions for your web page will improve the crawl frequency as well as CTR. Mainly 90% of its role is played for CTR, to improve the CTR. Clear? Because what you see now, see, if it is just displaying digital marketing without anything, you will not prefer to click on this, correct? Whatsoever it is. If it is not interesting, you will not click on it, correct, everybody? So, whatever you write has to be interesting. The titles and descriptions you write are going to show up on the Google, and it has to be interesting, and that's when you will get the CTR. Yeah. So, now coming to rich snippets. There's no breadcrumb here. Yeah, this is called as breadcrumb. So basically, this is an hyperlink or internal links to other pages, which are basically indicating the hierarchy or the level of the page. Where is, to which page this belongs to, or where is this residing on the website. See this India page. So this India page belongs to the parent page called Leading Safe Certification Training, and this belongs to the page called, category called Agile, or a page called Agile, and it belongs to the home page. So basically, the breadcrumbs are telling you where are you on the website, which level of stage are you on the website, and also helps to navigate back to the previous level pages. So this is also acting as an internal linking, which is helping bots to navigate from one page to another page. A bot which is on this page, now look at this link, this is different and this is different. You look at the left bottom, do you see that? At the left bottom, do you see that? Yeah, it's a
Yes, sir.
different link. Here it is a different link. Here it is a different link. So basically a bot which is visiting this web page is navigating to this page and this page and this page as well. Yeah. So this is basically acting as an internal linking and defining the hierarchy to which category or section this final page belongs to, this India page belongs to, right? Clear? How to set? You are not going to set this. You have to tell to the developers. Developers will organize this content for you, and it can be displayed like this. No, 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 no. Especially on the e-commerce website, this is super useful. So this is not contact us. This is this the role of this is very minimal if you could build a proper internal linking on your website. So this is basically indicating this is the India page. See on e-commerce websites, if you are on a page called shirts, this shirts probably will belong to a category called apparel, and this apparel will belong to a category called men's apparel, or the shirt belongs to a category called the immediate level is men's apparel, and men's apparel belongs to apparel, and apparel belongs to home. So it's basically indicating the hierarchy where the web page is, to which parent it belongs to. So now this India is a child that belongs to a parent called Leading Safe Certification Training, and this is child of Agile, and it belongs to Agile, and Agile belongs to home, basically indicating the navigation. These are called as breadcrumbs. Okay. And now if search engines have to understand, see now you are understanding India is belonging to this and this is belonging to Agile and Agile belonging to home. So if search engines has to understand it the same way how we understand, so you have to wrap it with data vocabulary or schema code. You have to wrap it with data vocabulary. It's called as breadcrumb markup or schema or structured data. Yeah, you see that here. So now, like how you wrap a chocolate with a cover, same way this information will be wrapped with the code like this. From here, the script application, JSON context schema.org breadcrumb list. So see, now look at this. I'll come to the third stage. See, award winners. Award winners page belongs to a category called science fiction, and science fiction belongs to a category called books. 1, 2, 3. Here the level is indicated. You don't have to do anything. You should be aware of this. Developers do this. The website developers. Okay. So most of your themes will have this by default. If not, you will be using a plugin, WordPress schema plugin for WordPress. Schema plugin for WordPress. Yeah, you see that here. Schema and structured data. There are so many. Adding schema markup made easy. There are so many plugins for WordPress which will help you to add this piece of JSON ID. This is called as JSON code. Developers write this and it's been used to wrap this piece of information. Okay, clear? First one is dynamic or templatized meta tags, which is a site level implementation because you are implementing it to all pages, correct? And second thing is implementation of, I would put this breadcrumbs also into schema. Okay, so I'll call it as rich schema implementation. Note down, first one is templatized or dynamic meta tags, and second one is schema implementation. Okay, so what is the schema implementation? Schema is basically a language which is helping the Google bot to understand the information the way how a real user understands. Okay, are you all looking at the screen? So for example, look at this number here. You see 5,000, correct? What do you understand looking at this data? So you understand 5,000 learners or 5,000 people have rated this web page, correct? And I have given 5-star rating, correct? That is what you understand. And if I take you to any e-commerce website, let's say so what do you understand looking at this? The image is not showing up for some reason. Yeah. Looking at this, what do you understand? You understand the price is 156 rupees, correct? And number of reviews is 120, correct? And it is in stock. If you're able to select the quantity and if you're able to order, it is in stock. So you could see that here as well. So now if Google bot also has to understand 165 rupees or 156 rupees as the price. So now when Google bot comes to this web page, it sees 156 as a number. Are you all understanding this? You all know what a Google bot is, right? And you all know why Google bot is visiting the website also, correct? Google bot is always in search of some content or information. It goes to the internet server and it has come to the internet server, and our website is also on the internet server, and it has visited our website on the internet server, correct? And it started reading all the information. And on this particular web page, or maybe let me take a different example. Okay. See, there is paperback book name, ratings, right? The review, the rating review, and there's lots of information here. And here, what is there? Price. Price is 813. Add all three to the cart. Yeah, price of the book is 285 rupees. Okay, if you look at more details, you could see here language, paperback, item weight, dimensions of the book, correct? And the ASIN, and what else? Quantity, right? So as a real user, you all are reading these details and you are understanding it all properly, correct? So 502 pages, you are understanding number of pages in the book, correct? And 285, it's seen as a price of the book, correct? See, Googlebot, when it is visiting, even that sees 285 and it reads total price term and it reads this number 285 also, but it will never understand 285 is the price of the book. Total price, it reads it as a text, but it will never understand what is the price of the book. It all it knows is on this web page it has seen 285, 530 pages or 560 pages, whatsoever the number of pages. It has not actually seen it. It just knows number of pages. It reads the text, but it never understands it. The book has so many pages. It sees 500 and reads it as a number 500 only, but it will never understand the number of pages in the book are 500. It just sees as a number, right? So now if you want bot to understand the way how you understand, the moment when you have seen 285, you understood it to be as a price of the book, correct? And 500 as the number of the pages of the book, correct? Everybody? Now if
Yes,
Google
sir.
bot also has to understand the way how you understand, what should you be doing is you have to wrap this information with a code called schema code. Basically, the schema is a language which Google bots understand. So, for example, I understood something and I have to make you all also understand that particular concept. And let's assume none of you here know English. So, how do I make you all understand now? I have to speak in a language that's understood by all of you, correct? I may have to speak to you in Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu, Hindi, English, Odisha, that does right, Bengali, correct? Everybody? So, I am using a language which is helping you to understand, correct? If I'm not using that language, you're not going to understand it, correct? Same way, if I'm not using the schema language, which is simply called as schema code, Googlebot doesn't understand this 285 as the price of the book.
So
Clear?
schema code is basically a code to make Google understand.
It's a yes. I'll next step we will discuss how that code looks like, who will be doing it, from where you do that, what kind of code has to be implemented, schema code. Okay, we'll look into it. But for now, you all understood that schema is helping you to, not you, schema is helping bot to
Understanding Google.
understand, helping bot to understand the information the way how we understand. Correct? See, whatever I am teaching here, if you're understanding, you would consider me as a good trainer or trainer with sound knowledge or his content, correct? If you're not understanding, you will treat as I'm not knowledgeable person, correct? Everybody, right? Same way, the moment Google understands this information on the web page, it starts giving importance to this page. When you implement schema is helping bot to understand or making this web page the content rich web page. It treats the web page as content rich web page. and bot sees this web page as highly informative page with the same amount of information whatsoever it is there. Without schema, bot would see no much value on this page. Bot would not see it as a much value, no much value for this page. The moment you implement schema, bot is able to understand this web page better, right? And it treats this page to as content rich web page. And the biggest advantage of this is when bot understands the information the way we understand, it start displaying it beautifully on the Google search results like this. You see here, see bot has understood the price of the product is 340 rupees. It's in stock. Number of people reviewed is 391. The rating is 4.3, and it started displaying the star rating on Google. It started showing the review count and the review rating and the price of the book in stock, out of stock. You see that, everybody? And now you don't see the same information here because this web page doesn't have that information. Are you all getting it? So the schema, when you implement schema, the outcome you see is rich snippets. The outcome of the schema is rich snippets. It's called as rich snippets. Abhishek sleeping. Is that clear for everyone? So there are various kinds of schema codes based on the type of information on your web page. So if it's about recipe, if your web page is speaking about recipe, if you have recipe information, there is a recipe schema. If it is a product, there is a product schema. If it is a book, there is a book schema. If it is a page which is speaking about the author, the blog author or recipe author, there is a recipe schema. Sorry, recipe schema, author schema, blog schema, books, article schema, book schema. Then what else? What else? There are multiple such schemas. Okay, and now to understand that better, there is a community schema.org. So schema.org, you search for anything. There is rating schema, there is review schema, book schema, author schema, then article schema, right? So I'll just search as product. You search for anything whatsoever. Event schema, one more is event schema. So let me click on this. So you are an e-commerce website and you have a product. Here you will see the instructions of implementing schema. So to help bot to understand information, it's guiding you what kind of information is essential. You are going to provide bot with these informations. One is name of the product image, the rating of the product, number of people reviewed, the price of the product, in stock or out of stock, product description, then reviews also. So this all information will be wrapped in a language called schema, which is called as microdata. These are the formats: microdata, RDF, JSON, LD, structure. You don't understand. This is the outcome. After reading it, this is how they read the data. JSON, LD, RDF, and microdata is the method of implementing the schema code. And to implement it, you have to make sure that this information is available on your web page. So now if you go to this, yes, image is available, price is available, product name is available, ratings are available, correct, reviews are available, correct, and individual ratings and reviews are available. So exactly that is what it is telling. So you have to wrap, if you are planning to implement a product schema, your product schema should have all these details or information. Okay, and when you have this information, now it is getting wrapped. It starts with div, item scope, item type, schema.org, product. It's like people write in starting first page, they will write their god name or something, their sentiments whatsoever, right, to get started with, right? Same way here, you are implementing schema, hence you are writing this default line, div, item scope, item type, https://schema.org/product. So it is a product, hence it is product here. This will change. So if it is event, it will be event. Music group, they have taken example as a music group. Maybe you can take different examples. Theater event. Yeah, you see here theater event. You see here product, and next item prop name. So you are not going to implement this as a digital marketer. You have to understand Based on the information, there are different types of schemas that have to be implemented on your website. And now what will you do? You will ask. So if you are a book my show company, you will ask your website developer boss, implement a theater event or maybe just a event. There are different types of event schemas which you can see. Educational event, this is what you should be implementing. If it's a website or training company or training websites, they would implement education schema. Yeah, there are multiple examples. So just events, you see here, just events, start date. So different kinds of information is there for different types of pages. See, if it is recipe, what will be there for recipe? Ingredients, cooking time, correct? Nutritional value, images of the recipe, author of the recipe, correct? If it is a training date, on which date the training is going to start, the training course fee, the training time, time zone, IST or CST or EST or PST or SDT or any other time zone across the globe, correct? The information is changing. Whatever information you have, accordingly that information is getting wrapped with respective type of schema. As a digital marketer, you have to figure out what kind of schema is most suitable for your product or service or business pages. So if it is product, if it is event, it's clear. If you are into a service, let's say you are a doctor, you have different kinds of services published on your website. You don't have to implement any schema at all except the rating and review schema, which will give a star rating like this. So let me show it to you. Nobody is implementing a star rating in this domain. Maybe. So this is rating and review schema. So the purpose of implementing this is, if you implement it, it shows up like this, and the chances of people clicking on it will be very high. Correct? Just because you have implemented it, people will start clicking on it more often. So now you don't need any different types of schemas. You just need rating and review schema to be implemented. You have to go here, understand, and tell or inform the same to your developers. Okay. So now, if you are building your website on WordPress, again, you are not doing anything except you are installing a plugin. So on your plugin section on the WordPress website, you just go to plugin section and click on schema implementation. You will see this is a different plugin, this is different plugin, and you see few tens of plugins showing up. You can use one of them, and that will have the guidelines how to. Just you have to click some options or buttons, enable, disable, which type of schema has to be applied for which pages it has to be applied. That's all, and automatically all the schema type whatever you see here, this automatically gets applied to your web pages. Once it gets applied, you would see the results like this on Google. You see here, not necessarily like this. Based on the type of schema, the results can be of any type. I'll show you one of the type could be something like this. One of the types could be something like this. Yeah. So if it is an event schema, it will show up like this. If it's a product rating and review schema, it shows star ratings, 5 star. Now the person who has reviewed it, the price range, in stock, out of stock, couple of details. If it's a product schema, rating schema, it shows only the rating and review count, right? And if it's a product schema, it shows the price as well. And if it is event schema, you will see something like this marked in the red color here. Certified Scrum Master, the calendar, it's showing the calendar as well. You see that, everybody? So see now, your web pages can take up so much of space and look beautiful, right? Now the chances, it's basically attracting people. When people are searching on Google and see something like this, the chances of people clicking on this will be very high. Correct, everybody? At and these are showing up on Google only when you implement schema on your web pages. And what kind of schema are you implementing? You are figuring out what kind of schema is correct for you based on the type of information or the product or business or service you are in. If you are an e-commerce website, you might implement just a product schema. If you are a training company, event schema. If you are a recipe website, you will be implementing a recipe schema. If you are just a service website, you might implement rating and review schema is enough to just to show the star ratings on the Google. Just to show something like this. Just to show something like this, nothing much. You will be implementing rating and review schema. Okay. So you can select it. It automatically applies for everything. You will have an option. You don't have to do one by one. You can do it together for hours, multiple pages one time. You will be just providing the information. Sometimes based on that information, bot itself will figure it out. Sorry, the tool itself will figure it out. Earlier there was a method of doing it from Google Search Console. Now it is not there. Huh? Rich snippet is the outcome. Schema implementation. Your schema implementation is your implementation process. That's an implementation. Schema is the implementation. The outcome of the schemas. With the schema, what's happening? With schema, bot is understanding it better. When bot understands it better, the result or the outcome is rich snippet. The rich presentation of the information on the Google search results pages, rich snippets. Clear? No. It's the same. They call it as rich snippet plugin or schema plugin. They use interchangingly. They use different words. Ideally, schema is an implementation. Rich snippet is an outcome. You have implemented schema code. Because of schema code, Googlebot understood it properly, thoroughly, and now that it's presenting that information beautifully on the Google screens, and which is called as rich snippets. Instead of schema implementation, now people call it as rich snippet implementation because you are working towards rich snippets. The end result or goal is to show the rich results on Google, correct? Hence, we call it as rich snippets or rich implementation or simply schema implementation. Clear? Yeah. So there are various kinds of schema. As a digital marketer, as a business owner, or as a developer, you have to understand what kind of information is there on the website, and you have to implement the respective schema on the website. Clear? Everybody? So there's product schema, review schema, rating schema, recipe schema, author schema, book schema, event schema, organization schema, article schema, and what else? Multiple. So you are various kinds of schema and their implementation methods. Here you have the documentation. Okay. So what is the advantage of schema? When you implement schema, one is you are seeing the rich snippets, correct? Rich presentation of the information, correct? What is happening just because it's doing star ratings, it attracts people, correct? So now it is 4.3 here and this is 4.6. Now this will grab more attention. People will start clicking on this, ignoring this. See, schema is not necessarily always a positive thing. If rating is poor, 3 star, it impacts negatively, correct? If it is 5 out of 5, it impacts positively, correct? Correct? So basically it's playing a crucial role on, it's impacting the CTR, correct? Plays a crucial role in altering the CTR, impacting the CTR, correct? It enhances the CTR. And another advantage is when you implement schema, bots are now able to consider your web page as content-rich web page. When they treat your web page as rich page, informative page, they start visiting your website again and again, and the crawl frequency of your web pages also will be better, improved, right? Clear? 2 advantages. One, crawl frequency improves. Second is CTR will be improving. These 2 metrics are crucial, right? Another metric is engagement. With these 3 metrics, you are seeing success in SEO, correct? Clear? Anybody has any questions around this? Is that clear for everyone? So I have put the URL of schema.org as well here. Okay. And after implementing, you can test it here. How is that schema code going to look like? So after implementation, now look at this. So this web page has schema code implemented on it. So if I want to test if there is a schema implemented on this or not, I'll just submit this URL. It shows me errors. If there are any issues or errors on this, it shows that as well as the warnings. Okay, product schema is implemented, breadcrumbs implemented, review schema implemented, site link search box. So this has 4 different types of schema implemented, right? And hence, so this is the tool to test it, to understand what kind of schemas are implemented on the website or not. Clear? Anybody has questions around this? Huh? What site? Huh? To check the link. So you just Google schema testing tool or snippets testing tool. Schema testing tool. So I'll show it to you. Look at this. Look at the screen. Everybody, schema testing tool. Okay. Schema markup testing tool. Schema markup validator. There are 2. Okay. So click on this. Yeah. You'll be taken to the screen. Clear? Just Google schema testing tool. Yeah. Clear? You just have to drop the link here, or if you have implemented, you can copy paste the code. Maybe for example, something like this. We are already here, right? I'll copy paste this code. Look at this. Let's assume it's been implemented on my website. I'll simply copy paste all of it. Test code. There are some issues. Video link seems to be not working. That's an old example code. That link may not be necessarily working. Okay, it shows the issues like this. Video link has a problem. Video has a problem. Upload date and thumbnail both are missing. This is sample code, right? On our website, we will have to add that information. Okay, clear everybody? So if there is any issue, it shows. What do we understand here? Upload date. Video is getting uploaded today. It has to be today's date. And thumbnail. You all know what is a thumbnail? On videos, you see, right, the image, the attractive image, the put to make you click on it. That's thumbnail. Clear? Okay. So this is one of them. Okay, there are many different implementations which you are going to implement across the site level. So next is sitemap, and then we are going to discuss robots.txt, html sitemap, xml sitemap. There is something called as xml sitemap. Okay, so extreme markup language, html hypertext markup language, sitemap. We are going to understand the differences in depth, the implementations, robots.txt, and then what else after robots.txt we have canonical tags, self canonical, and there are various types of canonical tags. No index, no follow, images optimization, internal linking mesh. Okay, templatized HTO content. Yeah. So today, what we'll do is we will discuss sitemaps. Okay, we are done with the discussion of dynamic or template meta tags, and second thing we are done with schema implementations or snippet implementation. It's clear for everyone. Yeah. Third, we are getting onto sitemaps. Okay. So sitemaps, there are two types: XML and HTML. Okay. So XML sitemaps are the files which are saved with .xml. Okay, you can visit this URLs to any website. If a website has sitemap, so visit to any website of your choice, maybe this one. At this last, you have to type sitemap.xml. You see that? I'm typing it here for to access. So sitemaps will hold list of all the URLs pertaining to the website. Now this is a website, correct? Learnandtry.com is a website, and you have no clue how many pages this website has, correct? Sitemap will have that information. Look at this. Huh? Since how long? Since how long you're not able to see the screen? You both see the screen? So I'll have to stop sharing and share again sometimes. So their internet will be slow, I believe. So I'm sharing it again. Screen share. Anjum and Nirup, you are getting it right?
Yes, sir.
You are understanding it. Cool. Yeah. Next thing, yeah, we are here. You see the sitemap now? No. It's stuck again. No, I am on sitemap now. You both don't see the sitemap?
Yes, yes.
Show me your screen. Okay, you all are seeing the screen. Why it's so tiny? You close that right side thing now. You can keep the center one bigger. No, but what I'm telling is that right side still faces are not shown. But, names, you can remove that or you can minimize it so that the screen will be bigger. So Mohit, you place your laptop there so that she will also see. There seems to be some issue with your laptop, man. Internet or your laptop, basically this will impact the performance. Your laptop seems to be very slow. That's why it's happening. Okay. So any website. So if you would like to know the complete list of URLs pertaining to the website which are allowed for Google crawling, right? So you can go to that website, type /sitemap.xml. See, the sitemap can be my sitemap, big sitemap, main sitemap, anything, but ends with .xml always, right? And this has inside this, you see, there are so many sitemaps. We call these are all child sitemaps. This is an index sitemap, and inside this there are so many child sitemaps. So this is index sitemap, and these are all child sitemaps. So I will go to one of the child sitemap. and you could see here there's so many URLs. 3,263 URLs. This child sitemap alone contains those many URLs. And this child sitemap, we don't know how many it contains. So to understand, you may have to open all these child sitemaps, or you can copy paste the data onto Excel sheet and figure out how many URLs are allowed for crawling and indexing. Okay. So from this, what you are understanding is, see, basically this is an information to the bot. How many URLs are there? Okay, 3,263 URLs. So through this sitemap, we are informing to bot we have these many number of web pages residing on our website. It's like in all the textbooks, what will be the first page? Index. So they will provide you how many chapters are there and how many topics are discussed in each chapter. Does that mean that you are going to compulsorily read all the chapters? No, right? Same way, as a website owner, as a webmaster, you are providing information to the bot that I have these many web pages, but reading these web pages is left to bot's convenience. But whenever bots read this page, they will be able to relate, okay, so this belongs to this website, this belongs to this hierarchy or whatsoever. Yeah. Bot just cross checks whenever you read a subject or a domain or a topic, you'll be able to cross check from your index, right? Yes, this belongs to so and so chapter. So same with these sitemaps help bots to get the information about the number of valid pages to be crawled by the bots. That's all. This doesn't guarantee bots going to crawl all of them. If I am putting, let's say I am the author of the book called Digital Marketing, if I am putting all the topics in the front page in the index, is there any guarantee that you will be reading all of them? No, right? But it's my responsibility to provide you the information what all topics are being covered in the textbook, correct? Exactly the same happens. So here what is that you are providing to bot is you are giving the URL name and how frequently the content or information on this URL changes. It can be daily, weekly, monthly, or it can be of any other. Give me 1 second. Okay, so you have to see now. You will just tell the topic name, or sometimes you will not. Sometimes, most of the times, you will also give the number of page number, right? Information in the index. You will say we are discussing about CTR from page number 121 to 145. We are discussing about CTR. In the index, you will provide that information as well, right? Same way here, you are providing different kinds of details for bots. That is how frequently the information is changing on the website or web page, that particular web page. And another thing is when was last changed, last modified. Do you see that? The change frequency, the change of information can happen on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, annual basis, and lifetime. You may not change the information. You can tell the same thing weekly, daily, monthly, weekly, right? You see that here, there, weekly, monthly, daily. You see that? Change frequency, weekly, right? The second one, I have selected it here, weekly, right? Last modified, when was the content last modified on this web page? On this page, the content on this web page last modified is today. On this web page, the content last modified is, on this page, the content last modified is today. Forget about child, parent and all. Sitemap. Basically, a sitemap will hold the information about the URL and couple of other details related to that URL, such as the change frequency, last modified date, and the priority. Priority is an information that we are providing how important it is. So this particular topic in examination, pakka, they will ask pakka for sure, right? You discuss like that, right? Pakka, this will come, correct? For sure, you will. This question will be asked in the examination, right? It's high priority for you now, correct? You will by heart it also, if even if you're not understanding it, correct? So same way here, priority we are assigning in the scale of 0.1 to 1. Okay. So 0.1 indicates lowest priority and 1 indicates the highest priority, and accordingly you can define the priority, but people are just putting it as 0.8, 0.9, 1.0. They are telling everything is important, or they are telling everything is normal level importance. Everything is low priority, right? So priority is telling how crucial it is for you, for as a website owner, how important it is for you. So a decade back or 15 years back, bot used to consider this all information very seriously, but now it doesn't really give that kind of priority or importance to these kinds of details, because practically the content, see, now this is implemented in such a way, dynamically, automatically. This is whenever you open, it shows the current date, change date as 21st, and we are in 21st today, and it's already showing 21st today. If you open it tomorrow and you will see 22, correct? So, and priority is been given same to all the 3000 pages or 4000 pages, correct? So, but then still we are providing that information. Okay. So Google still needs this file. Google has to understand. So whenever Google comes to know about this web page, it comes to this sitemap and cross checks if it is there in the sitemap. Should it be considering to read or not? Should it be indexing the sitemap or not? Or based on this information, it starts searching or finding this URL of the URL, the internet. You have given provided list of all the URLs. It's something like I have given the address on a small chit on a paper, on a piece of paper. You will hold this address in your hand and you will start roaming streets. Correct? You are coming from your town or a village or from another city to this city, Bangalore, and I have given you address. There is no Google Maps. Think of there's no Google Map. Now what will you do? You will hold that paper in your hand and you will start searching the address. Correct? Exactly the same happens with Google as well. You are just providing the information to Google bot and it starts searching your website or URL holding these details. It might find or it might not find, correct? You might find with the address you are searching everywhere, you might find it or you might not find, correct? Exactly, the sitemap does the same thing. Guidelines in providing the address to somebody else. The guidelines. You should not put the street number wrong, correct? You should not put the house number wrong, correct? If you expect people to go to the correct house or correct shop, you have to put the correct address, correct? The street number has to be correct, the street name has to be correct, the house number or the building number has to be correct? Same way here, you have to make sure that you will put only the URLs which are working. You are not going to put the URLs which are broken or not working. There is something called as status code 200. Okay, so we have to understand HTTP status codes of the URLs. Okay, so to understand this, we'll discuss one example. Okay, completely irrelevant offline example. Okay, so let's assume I'm your close friend. Okay, so I know your house and I have come to your house to meet you. Okay, come to your house and to meet you. And anytime, whenever I come outside, there is one granny, some grandmother sitting, right? And now I have to ask her, is she or is he at home or not? So now, if the person is in the home, what is she going to tell? Is at home, correct? Same way now, whenever you ask for something to your server, see all this content, this is residing on your server, this URL is residing on your server. If you are sending a request from your browser, see now I am sending a request to from browser, I am sending a request to the server, and this goes to the server. If this exists, it is anyway showing you the information, correct? But then even before it is served here, it serves the status code. It speaks in its language, servers speak in their language. If the file is available on the server, the status code will be indicated as 200. It's something equivalent to, yes, he is there at home. Whether he comes outside or not is the second thing. Granny says, yes, he is at home. Slowly he might walk out. in next 10 seconds, or you might take 20 seconds or 30 seconds, or he may not come outside at all. Correct? Same way, the file exists 200 is the status code, and sometimes this might take 20 seconds to load. It keeps rotating, right? The file exists, but it is served to here or not? It is served here. How many seconds it took? 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Sometimes it may not come at all. It takes infinite amount of time. Times out. Time out. Okay, that is different. So you understand, if the file is on the server's language or way of communication is, it gives you HTTP status code 200. I'm going to show you where it shows the status code and how you read it. Okay. Now second case, second scenario. I have come to visit you, and again this grandmother is sitting outside. Okay. I am asking whether he or she is at home or not. If the person is not at home, what is she going to tell? No, he is not there. She is not there, right? At least hand signs, symbols, signals, right? So now what the server do is, when I am asking for something that is not there on the server, I am asking for something that doesn't exist on the server. So it shows 404. That's the status code served by the server. Here, see, it's visible here as well for us. Now she told she is not at home, but you did not listen to her. You still entered home and you found he is not there. Correct? Exactly the same. From server there is already a message for status code. The number served 404. Now forcefully you entered inside and you have seen again same response. Again you found the person is not inside. Correct? You figured out there is no person in the home. Correct? So now you have asked the granny, case 3. You went there and you have asked, is he at home? Is he at home? She is not at all responding to you. She is not at all responding to you. Something like that happens with your server as well. And that is seen as 500 server error. Have you ever seen that on your browser? 500 server error indicates that the server is busy or not responding to your request. On your computer it says 500 server error, check your internet connection, or there is a server connectivity issue, or time outage, or bad gateway, something like this. But it will be served with an error 5 status code. That's called as status code. HTTP, we call it as HTTP hypertext transfer protocol. HTTP full form as hypertext transfer protocol. It's a language in passing the information. So to pass the information, you are using WhatsApp, you are using email, correct? Now here it is called as hypertext transfer protocol. Even that is happening over hypertext transfer protocol. The information from your WhatsApp number to another number is also happening over hypertext transfer protocol. It's a method or a process how the information has been transferred from one device to another device, or from one server to another server, or one place to another place. It's called as HTTP. And now in its language, if it has to communicate, it's there, it's not there, right? It is displaying, it's communicating with the numbers. Correct? First rank in the class, what does that mean? First rank in the class. Anything. Scored highest, right? Same way here, 200 status code indicates the file exists on server. 404 indicates there is no such file on the server. And 500 status code indicates the server is busy or not responding. It doesn't know whether that file exists or not. Regardless of that, see, this grandma who is sitting outside doesn't know that person is inside the home or not. Simply she is not responding to you. Understood? When you go inside the home, you might find that person or may not find the person, but this grandmother is not responding. Clear? Same way your server will not respond. Why is she not responding? Because she is busy talking to someone, or she is dead. Don't know, right? Your server may not respond for several reasons. Your server could be busy serving so many other requests. It can handle only limited amount of requests when you are running on a limited capacity. See, your mobile phones are on 8 GB RAM, right? 16 GB RAM, 64 GB RAM. Now think of if it is on 100 MB RAM. What will be the speed of your phone? Your mobile, multiple apps can be opened, or you can use multiple apps only when the RAM is high. If your RAM is low, that's a resource on your phone. Same way, servers, RAM capacities, everything will be counted. So if RAM is very small, it cannot handle multiple requests simultaneously. Clear? Right? Now, what is the other status code? We have discussed about 200. What does 200 mean? The content or information exists, such file you have created on your website, the homecleaning.com, the home cleans cosmetic care center.com slash Hema Malini page is created on the website. If you have not created it, if you simply type slash Hema Malini, it doesn't show up. Clear? It says in its language 404. 404 says, Madam, what you are looking for is not there on my server. You have never created such file. You search for hair transplantation, it shows. It's created. And again, if you do spelling mistakes, it doesn't show. You have saved my contact as Manjunath on your phone and you are typing Kandra. Will it show up? It doesn't. That doesn't mean my contact is not on your phone, right? It's there on your phone. But the way or method you are using to find that contact is wrong, right? So sometimes the file or the information or content may not exist, and some other times you are trying to find it in the wrong way. Clear? There's another status code. We discussed three status code. 200 indicates the content is there on the server. 404 indicates there is no content or information on the server. Correct? 500 indicates regardless of its presence on the server is simply not responding to your request or it's busy. Correct? Now there's one more request called 301. 301. I went to my friend's house and I'm asking to that granny, is he at home? Instead of she replying to that he is at home or not at home, she is replying to me, his brother is there. I'm asking her 10 times, is he at home? She doesn't answer to that. She is always telling, his brother is at home or his dad is at home. And what am I asking? I'm asking whether that person is there or not. And she is not at all replying to that, not at all answering to whether that person is there or not. She is answering to you. But whether that person is not there or not, she is not telling, she is not speaking about that person. She always says, his dad is there. This is called as redirection. You are asking for a page, let's take it as some product. So let's take it as you're asking for a product.com/jalebi. You are typing jalebi. It is not sending you to jalebi page, it's sending you to jaggery page. You know the sweets, right? Jalebi and jaggery. No? Don't know. You are asking for some Kit Kat chocolate, it's sending you to Dairy Milk chocolate page. So you are asking to that granny whether he is at home or not. She is telling that his dad is there. I did not ask whether his dad is there or not. Tell me, is he there or not? So on your server, something like this will be happening for good reasons also. When you delete page A, it can be redirected to page B. So it's something like when the property gets their the ancestors property gets their hires, right? So it's something like that. When a parent page is deleted, it can be redirected to the next level page, right? So 301. So this is called as redirection on the server. Okay. So how do we check this HTTP status codes? Sometimes we may not see anything at all here. How do you understand the status code of this page? See, if it is serving information, the status code is this is status code of this is 200, but you really don't know what is the actual status code. In that case, what you have to do is there is something called as HTTPS status code checker. Look at this. You can check the HTTP status code. You just Google it, http status.io. So I'm typing this URL here, and I'm typing this URL again here, something like this, and I'll be also typing one more URL, something like this. Do you see this? All three are different. All three are different. So now I will click check HTTP status. You see? Oh my god, 308 to 200. See, there is some issue. Actually, the status code of this URL is 308 and it's getting redirected to 200. Okay, so this is wrong anyways. Yeah, 308. Okay. So now look at this. All 300 versions indicate it's a redirection. 301 is there, 302 is there, and here it is 308, and it is redirecting it to a valid page. So 308 indicates it's a redirection. So now this URL is getting redirected to this URL. I'm asking for a URL that is ending with slash, and it is sending me to an URL which is ending without slash. And now the status code of this URL is 200, and there is no such file on the server. Hence it is 404. You see that? See, the actual original URL is this one. See, without slash, ending without slash here. So I have just inputted the original one with Manju added last and slash added to the last, and this is getting redirected to this one, and Manju, it says there is no such file on the server, and if I type India, it will work. It says India exists. Okay, let me copy paste again, slash India. You would see now 200 status for 2 URLs. See, this is working and this is working. 200 state. This exists. This exists. This doesn't exist, and this is redirected. Server errors. Without server error, I cannot show you that now. Now our actual server should start responding if I have to show you that error code. Okay. Clear? So now you have to make sure that there are only 200 status code URLs on your sitemap. Okay. So understand the sitemap guidelines. Number one, the first guideline is you need to have less than 50,000 URLs in your sitemap, not beyond 50,000 URLs. If your website is massive, has lakhs of URLs, split it into multiple sitemaps like parent and child sitemap. It's called as index sitemap. The parent sitemap is called as index sitemap, and within which this is index sitemap, and within which you have multiple child sitemaps. If your website has 100 URLs only, there is no parent child concept. Simply you can drop like this. Your sitemap.xml can be like this, something like this. Your sitemap.xml will be straight away something like this. See, if you look at this, there is a difference between this sitemap and this. Correct? Clear? There's a huge difference between this sitemap and this site. This is parent sitemap. This is just list of all the child sitemaps. Correct? And now here, every URL has been put up here. You can straight away, if your small website having less than 10,000, 20,000, less than 50,000 URLs, you can simply have something like this. And moreover, you don't have to do anything if you are on WordPress. WordPress Yoast plugin will automatically create a sitemap. Most of the plugins will automatically create a sitemap. If you are a WordPress website, it will be sitemap underscore index.xml. You just type sitemap.xml, it will automatically redirect to your actual sitemap URL. Okay. Second guideline, make sure that all the URLs are 200 status code. No 301s, no 404s, no 500 server error status codes. Okay. Clear, everybody? And last modified date has to be how frequently the content changes on your website. And priority, you can give any number between 0.1 to, you prefer always 0.5 to 1. Okay. Content change frequency, you go with weekly or monthly, anything should be fine. Clear? So you have very detailed guidelines about the sitemap. Status codes, we have discussed it here. Yeah, you have the sitemap guidelines. Okay, so there are different types of sitemaps: news sitemap, images sitemap, video sitemap, and text XML sitemap. This is text sitemap, just the plain text URLs, And if your URL, this URL is all about you video, like YouTube URL, you take any YouTube URL, what will be there? Video, right? The only thing that you see over there is video. And for if you have such web pages on your website, you can implement video sitemap. If you have only image on your web page, you can implement image sitemap. Regardless of that, for all the images pertaining to your website, you can implement image sitemap. Okay, so I have given the respective links, XML sitemaps, image sitemap, and video sitemap link. Okay, there is news sitemap. I have given news sitemap and image sitemap. There's video sitemap also. You can simply Google it. Yeah. So here you will see the guidelines how to implement the video sitemaps. Okay, I'm going to paste that as well here. Text sitemap we have already seen how that looks like, right? HTTP status code we have learned them. Yeah. So we are done with XML sitemaps. Okay. Clear? Are we good to continue or should we wind it up for today? Continue. Online joinees. Are you all following it? Anjum and Nirup. So I think we can wind it up for today. And from Monday, okay. So at 3 o'clock, our regular class will be at 3 o'clock, slightly plus or minus 5-10 minutes, because I'll be driving from a different place. Yeah, but upfront you will get to know. Okay, it's clear, right, everybody? Do you have any questions? Automatically created. That's the beauty of WordPress websites. You don't have to implement. You can ask your developers. See, if you are not building the website, who is building the website? You have to ask them. If it's WordPress, anybody can do it, right? If the website is built in other languages, we don't know which platform, and you don't know how the servers. See, there is not. See, WordPress website is very simple. If you are building a custom website, every time you have to transfer the file to the server by connecting to an FTP. There is something called as file transfer protocol, or you have to go to the cPanel and you have to upload the file to the server. Okay, so which is quite could be can turn out to be a difficult thing for non-techies or people who don't understand all of that. Yeah, so just bother about it only when and even in that scenario you don't have to implement anything. You are just giving it to asking your developer. If you're working at an obviously if it's a custom website, developers will all know all of it. But as a digital marketer, you have to learn how it works, how it is built, so that you will be able to cross check, evaluate, understand better. Okay, clear? Okay, so let's wind it up for today then. We'll connect back again on Monday. Yeah. Okay. Thanks everyone. Bye.